All right, we are live in living color. Let's see who's gonna be the first one here. Actually, let's move this way. What is good? Fireblade, Optic Jacket, Alex, Calder, STP, King Just. We know what he doesn't do on the beat, okay? What's it called? Saber, Night Prism, WFC Stop Motion. What is good, bro? Listen, bro, listen. I am first, okay? Your boy was first. I was here first. I'm just saying. Dante, what's good, y'all? Listen, today I'm going to be doing a quick breakdown of my Deadpool versus Wolverine stop motion, alright? It's going to be a quick breakdown. This video is about 5 minutes, 30 seconds, and I'm probably going to drag this out to be an hour long, but it's okay. It's all good. You guys know how that goes. You know, I start yapping and rambling. What'd you guys think of the video? I thought it was great. I don't know. It's not like I made it, but like, no, I'm gonna stop. All seriousness, I thought the video was good though. Yeah, I'm really satisfied with it. What you guys saying? Dante says the video was fire. Thank you, man. Calder says, bro, Deadpool versus Wolverine was class, bro. I really love the fight. Bro, let me tell you. So, I'll be honest. I thought about making it longer, right? But the thing about it is, I gave myself 5 to 6 minutes. That was the alright. That was like the goal slash challenge I set for myself in this video. Was I wanted to essentially give myself a set period of time and see what I can do in that set period of time. And I talked about it before. I forgot which live stream. But it's kind of like wrestling, right? If you guys don't know, in wrestling, the wrestlers, when they have a match, they're given time. Some wrestlers get 20 minutes, some get 5 minutes. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I want to give myself a challenge and see what can I do. Excuse me, not necessarily in 5 minutes, but what can I do with a, like if I was like 5 to 6 minutes, what can I do with that? And that was the challenge I gave myself. And I think I did a good job trying to hit every goal in the checklist that I had with this video, which we're going to go over, of course. But I wanted to go a little bit more, but I don't know. I just didn't want to go too much because I'm one of those people that feel like, yes, action is needed, but I also feel there is a thing of too much action. Like, and I felt like the time I gave it was good. Could I have gone a little bit longer? Probably. But I like, what's it called? I liked the time I gave it. What's good, Makai Lee? Night Prison says, are you going to make a FNAF stop motion for Halloween? I might. I might. What's it called? Canadian Serb Goji was good, bro. The voice acting was great too. Yeah, bro, my guy, Cyborg Raptor. So if you guys don't know, that was the original guy that played Wolverine / Logan in my Avengers Endgame series. And it's been a long time since I talked to him. And Merit Movies was like, hey, man, why don't you just hit him up? And I'll be honest, I felt a little nervous, not because of anything that happened, but because it's just been so long, I felt like nervous asking. And he was like, nah, just ask him. And I was like, all right. And I asked him like, hey, would you want to return? And he was like, hell yeah. And I was like, perfect. Perfect. For me as Deadpool, so I didn't even plan on having myself as Deadpool, right? The funny story about that was, when I wrote the script, Mikeytron300 read it, and he was like, yo, like, some of these lines are very sus. You gotta be the one to do it. And I was like, you know, that's not a bad idea. And yeah, because if you guys haven't figured out already, I have sus humor. I don't want to say the word because, you know, YouTube, but essentially, you guys know what I mean by by sus humor. And I just thought, you know what? I could probably get away with those jokes. By get away, I mean like pull it off. Do I have the paper still? Yeah, I still got the paper. I didn't throw it away. It's in the book I let you use. So yeah, I'm gonna break down everything. Um, what's it called? Yeah, bro. Listen. Um, let's get into this, bro. Where do we even start? All right, so I'm gonna go back and forth between like I'm gonna pause, talk about it, show things from other videos and stuff like throwbacks and whatnot. You guys know the deal. I did this with my Avengers series and whatnot. So, bro, how I said series and Siri on my iPhone just turned on. All right, let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. All right. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, 9 seconds in, right? That intro. So, if you guys haven't watched the video, or if you have watched the video, you saw at the end that Deadpool talked about he came from a twisted future. This is that twisted future. We got a bunch of Rigmarole, aka TMNT characters, because I thought they stood out and they look like interesting creatures and characters. So, first thing I want to talk about is the gun sound effects that I use. This one right here. That gun sound effects is from Resident Evil 4, my favorite Resident Evil game. That is the Broken Butterfly / Killer 9 or Killer 7 Magnum gunshot sound. And the funny thing is, right? I've used that sound effect for several videos already. Any video that I had a character use a Magnum revolver or any type of like gun like that, I have you like Desert Eagle or anything like that. I always use the Killer 7 / Broken Butterfly sound effect. It's just a gun that's always been in my head. Wait, that sounded crazy. It's a gun from a game that's always been in my head. And that specific sound, I was like, I want that. And I always continue that. An example you can see if you want to have examples. My Halloween Kills and Freddy vs. Jason vs. Michael Part 1. Lori used that sound effect for her. I used that sound effect for Lori's gun because she also uses a Magnum. Another thing about this was, so the original, not here. This part right here, I originally animated it to be rapid fire. Optic Jacket, funny enough, because he knows guns. I fucking don't. I don't know nothing about guns, alright? I just play games. He essentially told me that, like, yo, those guns don't rapid fire. And I was like, shit, you right. And luckily, though, and this is one thing I always tell people, always take extra photos when you're filming. It's better to take more than take less. But that doesn't, I'm not talking about necessarily FPS. But what I mean by that is you want to have more photos to mess with than less. Because when you have more, you can take away or even add more. If you have less photos, you can't take anything away because you only have a X amount. You get what I'm trying to say here? So this is one of those cases where luckily, even though I shot it rapid fire and it wasn't accurate, I was able to delete those photos to make it accurate. You guys get what I'm trying to say here? Think about that with almost anything when like filming, right? Like even if it's not necessarily stop motion, it could be like actually just recording anything. It's better to have more footage than less footage. Trust me. Trust me. That's so crazy that my boy just said that right now in the chat. That's insane. But yeah, so that was the sound effect I used, was the Killer 7 / Broken Butterfly. Now, one thing I also, one more thing. I know I'm like already in like the first 9 seconds. One thing I learned about YouTube is that a lot of people's like attention span are collapsed. And you gotta have like a crazy opener. And I wanted this to be a super fast opener with action, sound effects, and also if you peep, different camera angles and transitions. Like I try to have it to where I had different camera angles and movements in the beginning, so that way it captures your attention. Like look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was 10 different shots in 9 seconds. Now, it's not just about the fact that it's YouTube, you know, people's attention spans. It's also the fact that it makes it more intense and fast paced, and it forces you to pay attention. Can you believe that was only 9 seconds? So I wanted a fast opener, and that was just, you know, not all over the place in a bad way, but like just tons of action. This part right here, I was so hyped. I love this shot so much, bro. You guys do not understand. One of my biggest goals with this video and videos moving forward with my stop motion is that I want it to look and feel more cinematic, right? Brother, I love this shot. This is like probably, honestly, either my #1 or top 3 favorite shots that I've ever done of all time in stop motion. Brother, this right here to me is beautiful. I wanted Apocalypse to look like, I don't know, like I wanted him to look intimidating. I wanted my table to look big. Like, brother, I got like the mountain backdrop. I got the smoke, both from the SH Figure Arts and actual like stuffing, like cotton that I have. And then I added like 2 lights. I just had a brain fart. I added 2 lights. And what I really like was I didn't have him immediately start walking. I know it's probably going to be hard to see, but like, bear with me. I had the different panning shots of his feet, his cannon, balls, his knees, going up to his face, the reveal. And then again, he's still there. And then when that sound stops, that's when he starts moving. Brother. But even this has some, what's it called? Easter eggs and stuff, right? So check this out, right? Wait, my fault. Right here, listen. That first sound effect, right? When the lights get dark and you see the panning shots of Apocalypse, you guys will never guess what sound effect that is. Wait, my fault. Let me clean my camera. You guys will never... What? How my camera got worse? You guys will never guess what sound effects that I used. This sound right here, right? That is from Halo. But not anything, like, you know what's funny about it? It's from the video game Halo. But not only that, it's the door opening sound effect from Halo. Yes, that whole, like, sequence you just heard is doors opening from the video game Halo. Which is hysterical because I'm always, you know what it is, guys? When I look for sounds, if I can't find a good sound on YouTube, because that's where I get all my sound effects from YouTube, I think about video games that I played. I'm like, wait a second, what did they use for that video game? So I look up like for example, Resident Evil gunshot, whatever, or door opening sound effect. I always think about, if I can't find it on YouTube, or I don't have the words, I think about what they use for the video game, so I'll just type it in, and that's what I used here. Because I'm like, Halo has a lot of like futuristic sound effects and whatnot, so I just typed in Halo like sound effects. I just started going through like the rabbit hole, and that's what I found. So this whole sequence you guys just heard right here was a mixture of risers and a bit of like bass boosts, like bass sound effects, but also the Halo door opening sound effect, which blew my mind, bro. Amazing. But that's not it though, because if we go to the next part right here, right? The boots sound effects is from Resident Evil 2 remake, Mr. X. Yes, the monster from Resident Evil 2, Mr. X, that is his walking sound effect. Again, I think about it like with video games. Video games help out a lot with these sound effects. And I was like, wow. Like, this is all coming together. All right, let me stop yapping.
Oh, Christ, you found me. Wait till we meet again, you blue-lit bitch. Come on, please.
Oh, man. All right, what do we talk about here? Let's see.
Oh, Christ, you found me.
Obviously, the zoom in on Deadpool's face to show like how dangerous Apocalypse is and how like the fear and like intensity of the moment. Obviously, I love the turn to his cannon pause, and I had the light beaming from underneath and to the side of Apocalypse. I almost called him Dark Side Apocalypse. And for this one, I thought about using special effects, but I decided not to. I wanted to really try out practical effects, and that sound effect you hear is Broly's Omega Blaster from Dragon Ball Z. And then right about here,
Come on, please.
that's just the typical like Dragon Ball Blast sound effects, you know what I mean? But then let's break it down a little bit more.
Wait till we meet again, you blue lip bitch.
So right here, this effect right here is actually from an SH figure, it's Mewtwo figure. And then that's the regular Apocalypse. I timed that so well. The regular Apocalypse beam effects that came with the figure. But what I really like about it was he didn't just shoot the cannon, his arm was just stiff like that. I had it to where the charge up like actually had some base to it and like, you know, bent in his elbow to show the power of the blast he just did. Also, you can see the smoke right about here.
Come on, please.
So let's slow this down one more time. This effect right here is actually the heat ray or heat beam from the SH Monster Arts Godzilla figure. And then the rest are G.I. Joe explosion sound, not sound effects, explosion effects with some cotton balls and stuff. Merit Movies is the one who gave me this this idea for the title. Not the title card, but you know what I mean.
Come on, please.
How many pictures did that take? The opening? I don't have my other phone. I can tell you on Instagram though. But I don't have my other phone where I filmed it next to me. But yeah, I can tell you though after the stream. So right here, this is supposed to be like the establishing shot of like where Wolverine is. Obviously, he's in a city. Now, this right here is that obviously these buildings are from Godzilla toys. So these breakaway buildings are from King of the Monsters. This one is from a mini Godzilla blind bag. This bridge is from Sonic 2. Yeah. This building right here, these two buildings where you guys see my the mouse cursor. This is from a Lego, not Lego. It's like a Mega Bloks Walking Dead. I forgot who made it, but it's like a Walking Dead set. My friend Jasmine gave me those. And then over here in the corner, I don't even remember where this is from, but these are just things that I had. And I just lowered the camera as low as I could to make these buildings look bigger and make it look like an actual like city type of thing. And I got these two pipes right here. These are actually for plants, funny enough. I got this from the store called Daiso. It's like a Japanese store. They sell 1/12 scale accessories. They are a little small, but it's because they're true 1/12 scale. But what I wanted here was like those industrial gas, like you know the ones that shoot smoke in the air that cause pollution and shit, like the factories. And I animated like a loop of the different gases, or not gases, but smoke coming out. Now, funny enough, right here, that shot right there is a shot that I actually used over here, my last stop motion. I used the exact same shot in my TMNT3 video right here. So I literally just did the exact same thing. Now, one thing I like to do with my videos is that if I think I pulled something off, right? Or if I pulled off something that I liked, or if I think it looks good, I will reuse it again. And that's what I did here. So I like that shot of the TV, and I think it's actually the exact same TV. Is it? Is it the exact same TV? Yes, it is. Yeah, so it's the exact same TV. It's the exact same shot. There we go. Yeah. So that's a throwback to TMNT3. It won't be the only throwback. But yeah, so essentially, if you guys don't know already, this takes place after my Avengers Endgame series. How long does it take place? I don't know. No, I'm just joking. I do know. Essentially, if I ever make a part 2, you guys will know. But yeah, so this is Wolverine / Logan chilling in his house. More on that obviously will be in part 2, but he's just in here chilling. So that right there is obviously a photo of Jean and Cyclops. Now this was like a throwback of you guys know that one meme from the X-Men cartoon where Wolverine's in his bed holding the picture frame of them. Essentially, it was that. I didn't have a picture frame accessory, so I was just like, damn, what am I going to use? I had a book from the NECA Gargoyles Goliath figure. Yes. And essentially, I just do some editing there. Yeah. Goji Jojo says, fun fact, I use my water bottle to lower my camera angles. Bro, anything that works, bro. Anything that works. Dante says, can you play Granny 1 and 2 next stream? I don't know when's going to be the next one. That could be a game. Is it on the PS5? Is that Granny game? Do they have that on the PS5? I can add that to the list. But, alright, let me play this out.
What the fuck?
I had to redo that Deadpool shot like 5 times.
It actually worked. Wade? Logan, I have so much to tell you, my friend. No, stop.
So, the shot of Deadpool falling from the ceiling, bro, you don't know how many times I had to reshoot this. It's a simple scene, but the reason why I had to constantly reshoot it is because I wasn't satisfied with the way I was animating his body recoiling. Because I didn't want him just, can you guys see my hands? I didn't want him to just fall and just, you know what I mean? Like, when you fall, that's not how you fall, you know what I mean? Like, there's no just splat, no movement. Like, there's a splat and then you move up. You know what I'm trying to say here? It's literally like, no joke, that's just how it is. And I didn't like how every time I had him fall, it didn't look well when I replayed it. So I constantly had to keep animating him falling and then giving him some type of recoil. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like watch wrestling, for example. Like the way they... Wait, is the stream working? Ain't no way my stream just crashed, bro. Yo, can you guys see me? Okay, bro. I thought my stream just crashed. I was about to throw a fit right now. Alright. So one thing... Okay, my fault. And one thing I liked about this video, and this is where I actually give it to Hasbro. Pause. So I used the obviously used the Deadpool, Wolverine, Marvel Legends, which I actually do think are some of Hasbro's better figures. Now, one thing I liked is the fact that I had the ability to use 2 different heads for Logan. One where he's neutral and one where he's angry. And I think that really added on to it. Because it sometimes sucks when you're like, no audio. What? The fact that I had the ability to use 2 different heads for Logan. One where he's neutral and one where he's angry. Wait, there's no audio? You sure? It sometimes sucks when you're like, because it's working on my phone. No audio. What? Nah, don't tell me the audio's not working, bro. You can't do this to me. Yo, guys, in the chat, guys, let me know if it's working, bro. Let me know if the stream is working and the audio is working.
Wade?
So, alright, so one thing about this that I liked, again, was the fact that I can swap the heads, right? Now, with this shot right here, one thing I wanted to also showcase was Wolverine's breaking point, boiling point of, and just also his anger. Now, I don't want to like necessarily call it the Berserker Rage because I felt like that's something that you really want to use for like a really like intense moment. And obviously he's angry, but like there's difference between like being angry and then like that next level of anger, like something like the Hulk would have. But I didn't want to showcase his anger than just simply let me just attack. Like I want it to be like a visual and an audio thing. And that's why I use this sound effect right here to showcase his anger towards Deadpool.
I have so much to tell you, my friend. No, stop.
Now that shot right here was both a mixture of editing and
No, stop.
like a type of practical. So this right here where it's like getting like very bright, it was from the stop motion studio app, the ISO. I just increased it. I increased the ISO, and I forgot what else I increased. Not the light balance. I think it might have been the light balance. I don't remember. But I increased both of them to where it gives it a natural effect. So every frame, I'll just increase it higher and higher to where it fades to white. And then I added a transition to it on the editing part as well. Now, there's one critique I'll give myself, right? I wish that editing-wise, right? Editing-wise, I wish I made this a little bit slower. Now, you guys always know I talk about pacing and slowing things down, letting things marinate. I wish I let this scene right here, this transition, marinate a little bit more. That's on me.
Stop.
So right here, the teleporting, and then it fades to white already. I should have gave that a few seconds, like 5 more seconds of just like a white screen, and then it fades to Deadpool over here in the mountain area, right? Or the wasteland, as I call it in like Dragon Ball Z. That is something that I should have done more of, or I should have gave it more time to marinate, like I always say. I think the reason why I didn't is because, again, I was trying to make it flow well. Now, obviously, 5 seconds of it wouldn't have hurt, but I was like, in my head, I'm thinking like, yeah, but we only got like 5-6 minutes. Like, I don't want to like, not necessarily waste time. It's not wasting time, but use up those seconds. Because trust me when I say seconds do matter. Optic Jacket says Berserker Rage is an uncontrollable anger to murder everything. If Logan was in that, he would have kept murdering everything in his path. Yeah, like I didn't want it to be on some like immediately like going after Deadpool, because the video would have ended right there. You know what I mean? Like if he went into like that Berserker state, the video would have just ended right there. And yeah, what's good, Max's Corner? But yeah, that's what I should have done here, was let it marinate more.
Oh, man. Great. I don't even know where the teleporter is at right now. Oh, come on, man. I need you to relax.
That little detail right there, I don't know if you guys peeped it.
Oh, man.
Wolverine literally turning his head.
Great. I don't even know where the teleporter is at right now.
That Deadpool is moving. It's like a predator stalking its prey.
Oh, come on, man. I need you to relax.
Even him looking at his hand. Now, one thing that I really want to elevate for my own videos is the character's movements when talking. Now, normally in stop motion, and I'm guilty of this as well, you either get like the still frame of just like the audio, or you get the occasional hand up, or maybe like it'll swap to the other hand. Like, I get that, you know what I mean? It's hard to like portray that, and it's also hard when the figures' mouths aren't moving, of course. Now, with this one, I really wanted to showcase, again, Wolverine's anger, frustration, but I also wanted to, again, make it more engaging. So obviously Deadpool is like, has his hand out, and it's essentially like, hey man, like, let's chill out and whatnot. And Wolverine's looking at it like, is this dude serious?
Relax! Are you fucking serious?
I know you're mad, but let me explain.
Explain what? That you left me and the X-Men when shit hit the fan?
That little sequence right here, you guys don't understand how much I love the sequence of Wolverine smacking his hand and then shoving him.
Explain what?
And then getting in his face. Because I feel like that's something Wolverine, like, you know, like this shows his aggression and anger. And it's just the fact that, like, obviously you can tell Wolverine is hurt. And Wolverine wouldn't be like, geez, Deadpool, let's talk about this like gentleman, you know? Like, bro ain't Charles Xavier, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I felt like it made it more engaging, and it's also the fact that like I wanted to show Wolverine's frustration than just simply, you know what I mean? And I'm speaking of that because I'm guilty of doing that before. You know what I'm trying to say here? And I think this sequence, this little shot right here, I'm telling you, this little thing is what I look at more than my own, like the action sequence. Because filming action, that's one thing, but like to make the actual dialogue, banter, and movements between the characters entertaining, or I feel fitting the character and moment, that's what I really wanted to improve on as well. You know what I mean?
That you left me and the X-Men when shit hit the fan.
It's not like that. I didn't mean to.
No, you shut the fuck up and let me speak.
Even him shoving his face, you know what I mean? Like, it's little stuff like that.
Years ago, the X-Men were wiped out by the Professor. Then that purple shit, Thanos, wipes Laura to dust. And through all that, where were you? I vouched for you. I actually considered you a fucking friend. But when people were dying, when the X-Men died, you abandoned the group that gave a fuck about you.
So you considered me a friend? Oh, my back. Are we for real, Logan?
Okay, there's a lot to talk about right there, partner. All right. So, first of all, Cyborg Raptor, brother, uber talented, bro. Oh, man, bro. He went insane for these lines. Yo, I had like a 14-minute audio file, and I was listening to this, right? Like, pondering, like, Shinji's dad in Evangelion. And I was just, like, listening to, like, the lines. I'm like, brother. No joke, listening to these lines, I said to myself, I was like, I need to step my game up and try to at least come close. Not even come close. Give a slither of how good this guy is. Essentially, him being that good forced me to elevate my own type of like voice acting. And you know what's one thing I did with this? I purposely, right, did my lines last. I needed to hear Cyborg Raptor's lines, so that way when I'm listening to it and then when I'm editing it, I can try to match the energy between the two. I feel now, am I a great voice actor? No, but listen, I would say I'm okay to decent, okay? I think I'm decent. I think I'm getting better. But with this one, I really tried to match him, right? And by match him, I felt like in terms of, again, like the emotion or that way, like for example, I didn't want it to sound like two dudes in a different room. You guys know like how, and sometimes, and like how they do it with movies, they'll have one guy in this room and then the other guy in the other room. Like I wanted to make it feel like we're bouncing off each other. Pause, okay? Pause. And I really like how he turned it up even more for Wolverine's anger, for the reason why he's mad at Deadpool. Let's rewind that.
You shut the fuck up and let me speak. Years ago, the X-Men were wiped out by the Professor. Then that purple shit, Thanos, wipes Laura to dust. And through all that, where were you?
Bro, so obviously this is a callback from my Avengers Endgame series. Episode 3, where Logan gives the backstory on obviously why he's there in the series. Wait, is the stream working? Okay, the stream's working. I thought my stream crashed. I was looking on the chat over here. But yeah, so I wanted him to give his reasoning, you know what I mean? Because one thing I don't like with videos is I need a why, you know? I could be wrong, but I feel like every video should have a why. And I felt like I needed to give a why than just simply, hey, I'm Wolverine. I'm an angry, grumpy old man. I hate Deadpool. Let's fight. No, there needs to be a reason. Wolverine is obviously angry that someone that he considered a friend is someone that grew on him like Deadpool and essentially abandoned him when things were at the all-time worst, which he explains here.
I vouched for you. I actually considered you a fucking friend. But when people were dying, when the X-Men died, you abandoned the group that gave a fuck about you.
So you considered me a friend?
So I felt this was necessary because of the fact of Wolverine just spilled his emotions. He think about it like this. Wolverine's like grumpy, he keeps to himself, he wants to be alone, like type of thing. And it's like the fact that he opened up, even though it was mainly through anger, but the fact he opened up, especially opening up to Deadpool out of all people, and Deadpool's first reaction was like, so you consider me a friend? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those where it's like, that's not the point of this. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's why I had it to where he like got angry again and then sent bro flying. Because it's not about Deadpool. It's the fact of Wolverine feels some type of heartbreak / betrayal from someone that he didn't like at first. And then the fact that that person he didn't like at first became someone that he would consider a friend. You know what I mean? And I felt like that was the perfect response, you know? Because I felt like if he said something like Deadpool, if he said something along the lines of like, hey man, I'm sorry, it's like, no, like, I yes, but like no at the same time. You know what I mean? Like that could have worked, but not in this scenario. I really felt like it needed Wolverine to flip out, and flip out obviously for a valid reason. And plus, it's like Deadpool, like, essentially, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not necessarily being insensitive, but not reading the room, you know? Like, not understanding where even Logan's coming from. And that shows, and that also shows how flawed both of them are, you know? Because obviously Wolverine is valid to feel how he feels, but obviously he's doing it in a very aggressive way. And then he's also flipping out because Deadpool is just dumb, you know? But, yeah. Let's see. Let's replay this again.
So you considered me a friend?
Now, one thing I really liked about this was obviously my voice acting part, because one thing I also wanted to do, and I'm going to try to do forward with my videos, is I want the sound effects, like the hurt sound effects, like them getting punched, kicked, hitting, stuff like that, because I really also feels like it adds on to not only the action, but it adds on to like it takes away empty noise, you know what I mean? Because obviously when you're editing something, you can add a bunch of sound effects, but there's always going to be like that 0.2 seconds of empty noise. And oh wow, the sirens are here. I know Fireblade probably heard it. But yeah, so one thing I try to do when people ask me to like voice a character is like, I'm like, bro, if you guys want me to do like me screaming, dying, or getting hit, bro, let me know. Like, literally let me know. Which is hilarious because there have been times where I do those sound effects and my parents walk into my room and they're like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm just there with like the microphone in my hand. I'm like, yo, just ignore me. Like, I'm not dying. Or sometimes I'll even let them know in advance. I'm like, yo, if you hear me scream in my room, I'm perfectly fine. But I really wanted to like when Wolverine punched me, aka Deadpool, if he punched me, I wanted it to like, you guys to hear it / feel it. You know what I mean?
So you considered me a friend? Oh, my back. Are we for real, Logan?
Bro had double back shots from the brick wall and then the rock. But then, look, peep this. All right, I need you guys to listen carefully. Yo, my guy Patrick, what's good? My fault. Damien says, I gotta admit, this Wolverine voice really suits him. Bro, Cyborg Raptor is the GOATs, bro. The GOATs. Patrick says, I may be late, but regardless, I'm glad to be here. Yo, thank you, Patrick. Optic Jacket says, I'm actually glad you edited out my little word tangent where Wolverine was considering that Deadpool was involved. You got straight to the point and worked out. I did like that, but my thing is, again, I didn't want... It's not necessarily, I don't think it would have worked. It definitely would have worked. It's just, I didn't want any specific scene in this video or moment to be dragged out. That's one thing I really do care about, the flow of things, you know? And I think it's also because, again, I watch a lot of wrestling, so like I think about like the flow and structure of like matches and stuff like that. But like you said, I really also felt like, obviously with the revisions and stuff that you gave me, like it worked out. I felt like it didn't need to go longer than that, because that right there is already a valid reason for, you know, Wolverine to not only crash out, but it's also a valid reason because like I said before, both of them are flawed. You know what I mean? And they're going about it the wrong way. Let's see what you guys saying. Not Patrick. Optic Jacket says when Xavier sent the script, I did add extra lines, but I'm glad he like took it out because it's not the stop motion film. If not, the stop motion film would have been longer. It would have been longer probably by like a few, like, so I'll say 30 seconds, which again, I don't think that would have been bad for the video. I really do worry about like flow and timing and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's just me, but I think either way it could have worked. Yeah. Patrick says he did a good job voicing Deadpool, but I still see the whole video of Xavier versus Wolverine low key. See, that's what I gotta like. That's what I gotta improve on as well. I felt like with this video I did good, or did better than most of my other voice actings that I've done. Well, my own videos at least. I feel like for some reason when I voice act for other people, I do way better than my own videos. It's so weird. I think my two favorite voice actings that I've done, or collabs that I did, was Swagwave. I was Casey Jones in his Ninja Turtle video. The one, it was the Halloween special. This is where he had Casey Jones and he died. I think I did great with that one. And then the second one that I did that I was really, really proud of was from a guy named Animation Cove. He does dinosaur stop motions. And I was like a soldier in one of them. And first of all, that dude is super talented. Not only that, bro, he sent me, and this is what was so crazy about it. He not only sent me the script, but he sent me the footage to go along with it. And I was like, what? I could see it like firsthand. Like, what? It was crazy. So I literally could like voice act while it's happening. Yeah, that was nuts. Those are like the two where I was like really proud of my voice acting. This is one of them too. Dean the Bean says, did you hear about Stone Cold being added to Fortnite? He is? Also, is it true that the Italian brain rot characters are being added to Fortnite as well? I saw a meme about that on Instagram, but I didn't know that was true. I think Jacket says you had to use your face and voice muscles for voice acting. When I do some of the voice acting, I tend to use my nose and throat. Pause to like how he added the pause. Yeah. God, I almost died right now. Oh my god. Yeah, for me, I try to match tones. And the thing about this Deadpool, and I talked about it before, I can't stand Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. I think he's just not funny. I think like Deadpool got ruined like from 2013 and onward. Like, bro is not funny no more. There's only been like one time where I actually laughed at like a Deadpool thing. But yeah, like I wanted to obviously like incorporate Deadpool's like him being a flawed character and like especially understanding like social cues and whatnot. But I also wanted him to be funny and like still give jokes and whatnot. But then on top of that, I didn't want him to be like a complete jokester. Because if this was Ryan Reynolds, this whole thing would have been just joke after joke after joke. Like I wanted there to be some type of like him taking things serious. You know what I mean? But wait, my fault. What I was meant to talk about here. Listen carefully, right? If you listen carefully, you hear that Deadpool's voice is muffled and then it goes to being clear. Listen.
Oh my back. Are we for real, Logan?
That was because his face was facing into the ground. And then when he turns his head, obviously the voice would be more audible. How did I do that? I put a pillow on my face and I did the line. And then when Deadpool turned his head, I moved the pillow away from my face. So that way you guys can get that transition. Come on, bro. Listen. Come on, bro. Your boy be cooking.
I knew I was right about you. You're a piece of shit, Wade.
My dude, can you hold on and let me speak?
No, burn in hell, Wade.
You know, I thought we were having a moment. But you want to act like a child and kick my ass because you're angry?
No, I'm not going to kick your ass. I'm going to cut your goddamn head off.
Fine. Have it your way, man.
Again, it's little stuff like this that I'm so proud of.
Cut your goddamn head off.
Is Deadpool already feeling exhausted of the fact that, like, I came back to see you and you want to fight? Obviously, again, they're both valid. That's the thing I liked about it. They're both valid. But I wanted to show his exhaustion where it's just like, all right, here we go. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you can't see his eyes. And the Marvel Legends figure didn't give you interchangeable eyes or heads. which that's not their fault. But the point I'm trying to make is I want to convey his like exhaustion. You know what I mean? So again, it's like him like doing a inhale, exhale. You know what I mean?
Fine, have it your way, man.
Okay, so that is also something I stole from my old video as well. Right here. So yes, I took two things from my own video.
My ninjas, meet my newest creation, Metalhead.
I see what you're doing, Donnie. Fighting fire with fire.
Oh yeah, this about to be Real Steel Part 2.
Yo, I love that part so much. Yo, you guys don't understand how much I love that scene. I think that's legitimately one of my funniest like scenes I've ever done. Brother, I love that part. So essentially, I was gonna have it to where immediately after Deadpool says, like, you know, have it your way, Wolverine was gonna run at him. But again, I felt like, again, it's pacing. I wanted to just, let's drag it out just a little bit. You know what I mean? After Jacket says my ninjas, what do you mean by that, Xavier? You know exactly what I mean, bro. Listen.
Fine, have it your way, man.
I wanted to reuse it because, again, I didn't want it just to be simply, let's just run into it. And obviously, I had the cotton ball for, like, the tumbleweed. Alright, y'all ready for the end of the action breakdown? Alright, y'all ready for that? Because there's some stuff to talk about. Yo, Ballard Club for life. That's my dude, bro. My guy, Ballard Club, the GOAT. My guy's been here forever. He says, I still feel bad for Metalhead. Don't worry, he will return. He will indeed return. He will return. I don't know if he'll return in part 4, but he will return. Trust me. Trust me. Alright. Now, this part. Everything else I was like really hyped about and proud of, but I knew I had to deliver for the action because obviously that's what most people on YouTube care about. But listen, it was the action. So, here's the thing. I always tell you guys what I do when I'm gonna film something, like especially with action. I take some figures. Don't look into this, all right? And what I mean by that is don't look into like the characters. Don't think that means something's coming. Point is, I'll take two characters. And essentially, like I say, I just play with them. I see how the figures work. I essentially see what they can and can't do. And I just have them, what I would think the characters would do in a fight, and essentially like simulate it and just go back and forth until I think of, not necessarily think of, but until I get into a flow state where I'm like, oh, this could work actually. And maybe this one won't, but then I try to figure it out. Like, it's a bunch of back and forth, you know what I mean? And I've done that several times. It's something I advise people. It's very important. But it's also the fact that just think about what the characters would do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, let's get into this real quick, partner. Okay. I wonder if I can break this down slower. There we go. Okay. Can I bring this down even more? Okay. Obviously, so one thing that I do with the little I guess you can say lens flare or whatever it's called, with the gunshot effect, is I take the G.I. Joe like gun effects and then I put a little bit of sticky tack right on the whatever object, and then what I do is, so on I have like these little lights, right, and I flash it. Sorry for those who just got blinded. I flash it at the exact part that I need it, so that way when they shoot a gun or it bounces off of something, you get that muzzle flash. I think that's what it's called, muzzle flash. You get that effect, right? Yeah, so that's what I did. Essentially, for every time he shot his gun and it bounced off of something, that right there, I think adds on a lot. So essentially, I had it bounce off of Wolverine's claws, Wolverine's running. Now with this one, I like to exaggerate like action. You know what I mean? I think it's because again I watch wrestling. So with Wolverine, I really wanted him to like stretch his arm as much as he can to give like a big like swipe. You know what I mean? Because obviously like, there's like think of it like video games. There's a light, medium, and heavy attacks. I wanted him to start off the fight immediately with a heavy attack, and you can see that with again how he was able to stretch his arm. And then I used the Maximum Hulk effect piece for it. Now, funny enough, I used a stand for this and I edited it out. And I wanted to where obviously Wolverine is on the attack while Deadpool's on the defense. So I had it to where obviously he swipes, he dodges, he goes for another attack. And Deadpool is like, all right, I need to slow him down. So how does he do that? Shoot him in the knee, right? Boom, or really this is the thigh, but you know what I mean. So if you guys look carefully, I did something new. If you look carefully, brother, is that blood? Why? Who did that? So yes, for the first time ever, right, I added blood in my videos. Now, why did I do that? Because one, this is Wolverine. I feel like I can't have anything Wolverine unless there's gonna be blood, you know. But it's not just that. If you guys don't know, let me put you on to something with YouTube real quick, right? YouTube is a hypocrite, as you guys know. Now, listen. I've used green screen blood or special effects blood on certain videos. My Tokyo Ghoul video and my Michael vs. Jason video. My Tokyo Ghoul video, I have made no money from because it got demonetized. For using the fakest green screen blood you guys can ever imagine. I'm talking about like Party City blood. Like 2B TV blood effects. Right? I got demonetized. Made no money. And the funny thing is, years later, YouTube then hits me up like, alright, actually it turns out your video is good. Then on my Michael vs. Jason video, we used blood effects and then we lowered the brightness so it's like hard to see, right? Because obviously it was nighttime as well, so like you're not going to see blood shoot out like that. But we still wanted to add blood. And guess what happened? We got demonetized 3 times. I had to fight with YouTube. I had to take it down, re-upload, take it down, re-upload, take it down, re-upload, and then still fight the claims back and forth. And then they were like, oh shoot, you right. Like, yeah, this is fine. Bro, I had, no joke, a folder of blood effects that I was thinking about using, but I couldn't risk it because I want to make money off my videos, okay? I know some people are like, well, that's selfish. It's really not. I want to make money off my videos. So what was my workaround? I needed to go the practical route. I thought about using Play-Doh because I've used it before, but it would have looked, it would have looked weird. So I had this, I had this one blood effect, a little bottle. It's for like makeup, right? I had it for like years and I never used it. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to use it. So let's go back. Look at Wolverine's leg. So Deadpool shoots, or he aims, shoots. So look, I used the technique I told you guys about, right? With the flashlight. I shot it there, the muzzle flash, you know, it's lit up. But you see a little dot right there of blood in Logan's leg. And then the blood spreads just a little bit. You guys see what I mean? I really wanted to incorporate new things with the video. I really did. But again, I also, if you guys peep what I've been saying about the fighting technique, Wolverine's on the offense, Deadpool's on the defense. So Wolverine is, Wolverine's down, yeah. And Deadpool's about to air him out a second time. But Wolverine immediately gets up and, well, I'll let you guys see what happens to Homeboy. This right here, bro, I was so hyped that I did this, bro. Yeah. Listen. Yo, what? Yo, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Tell me that wasn't fire. Tell me that was not fire. Yo, that shit was clean. Bro, I was so hyped when I animated that. Okay, so when I had Wolverine on his knees, pause, I was like, okay, what am I going to do from here? I was originally gonna have Deadpool hit him with a wrestling move, right? So one thing I do with my scripts, right? I write out a whole thing, and most of the time, like I'll say 80% of the time, I do not go that way. It's just it'll be bullet points or like things that I write out, and then most of the time I don't even do it because I feel like because the reason is because in my head I come up with something new on the fly, and I'm like, oh, I think this one will be better, right? Now, obviously, if there's a certain shot that I really, really want, I'm gonna go that way, all right? But that one, I was like, originally it was gonna be him, I think, hitting him with a knee or like a suplex or something like that. I forgot. But I was like, you know what? Nah, I want to showcase a Wolverine, like, bro. I needed him, bro, to really do some Wolverine action. Like, I want him to like let it rip on him like a Beyblade. So I was like, what if I have him like stab him and then lift him up in the air? But then I said to myself, what is he gonna do from there? Because I was thinking like, do I just have him in the air and then throw him? What do I do? I was like, yo, Mortal Kombat. I think is it Baraka? It's someone who had a brutality that's similar to that. I forgot the character. I was like, yo, what if I have Wolverine throw him in the air and just start digging at him viciously? Pause. Yo, when I tell you, when I animated that, I was geeking out the whole time. I was praying to God that sequence would go well. Yo, let's run that back one more time. First of all, peep the voice acting. I'm just saying, peep the voice acting. I think I did a good job, you know, trying to sound like I'm getting dug in. Pause. But let's watch this in slow motion, bro. Hey, yo, Duggan. Hey, yo. So, again, peep that Wolverine pulls his arms back and then pushes forward. Oh, shit. I actually sounded fire. You guys ever play Kingdom Hearts when you beat the character and you just hear the exaggerated voice line of them like just getting slimed out? Digging at him viciously? Yes, bro. That's exactly what happened. So look. Peep, all right? Boom, gets shot in the leg. Bah, he's done. Sent to the floor, aims him. Wolverine pulls his arms back. Digs at him again, lifts him up in the air, pulls his arm back again, sends him flying, gets underneath him. That's a lot of sus going on. Listen, yeah. So, all right, look. I used obviously an animation stand or a flight stand. Now I couldn't edit this out, unfortunately. I don't have the knowledge and means to go about it. I probably could have used Photoshop for this, but it happened so fast. I don't think it's really noticeable. But I did edit out the stand that would have been there, right? But look, one thing, if you guys didn't notice, right? Let's go back. We got to zoom in for this one. So look, every time Wolverine hits him, look at Wolverine's suit and his claws. Bro, did you guys see all the blood? Look at that. Look at that, bro. What sucks is that the blood didn't showcase well on Deadpool, right? That's what sucked. But also that's what made Wolverine look so good. Because the fact that his suit is a bright color, like yellow, and it will stain better on the figure. Now, I'll put you guys onto this. In wrestling, right, when they have like death matches. By the way, if you guys ever watch a death match, if you're sensitive to blood, do not watch it. Essentially, a lot of death matches or like matches where the wrestlers are gonna bleed, they will wear white or lighter colors. Now, why is that? Because the blood, when they let's say they cut their forehead, right? The blood that comes down, it will stain their outfit. That way you can see like, oh my God, they're losing so much blood. So they'll wear like a white shirt, pants, wife beater. So that way the blood pours on them and you can see all the blood that emphasizes the story because they came in wearing white and they're leaving wearing red to showcase the battle that they just had. So look. So, and it starts off, guys, look at the blood. It also builds. It's not like the first shot, he's like drenched in blood. So it started right there with the claws and arms trickling down. Maven called it a money shot. Exactly, Dante. Yo, Dante, if you didn't know, I actually met Maven a long time ago. I have proof of it, by the way. Maven's a cool guy. But look. So every time he stabs him, the blood goes on his arms and his claws, right? Wait. My fault. Why is it frozen? There we go. So you can see the blood progressively getting bigger and bigger all over Wolverine. Like, even the face and claws. Like, look at what? Bro, that's Wolverine right there, bro. That is Wolverine. That's what I wanted to showcase, bro. I wanted him to be drenched in blood. Oh my God. Look at that right there, brother. Now, I know you don't see it for like that long, but it's little stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that looks good, bro. That looks juicy. Like, Jesus, bro. That looks so fire. That to me, whew. Yo, Smeel. Deadpool says he wears a red suit to hide the blood in Deadpool 1. I wish that I was able to, like, somehow still convey it, you know? How do you make your figures talk on your stop motion? Well, I get voice actors, whether it's me or my friends or other people, and they essentially, I write down what I need them to say. I send it out to them. They send me an audio recording, whether it's an audio file or a video. Excuse me. And then I take the audio and I put it into a editing app or a program. I use both I use both iMovie, and I use that app called InShot, and I fluctuate between the two. And I just cut and trim. It's a lot of cutting and trimming, but and placing it the right way. But yeah, that's how you do it. So all right, we got that out the way. That right there, bro. I wanted shots to be like that, not only showcase the character, but it's just like, whoa, like that was cool. But I also really wanted to challenge myself. You know what I mean? That was like the biggest thing here. Like, I wanted to set out challenges and deliver on them. My fault. Patrick says, I absolutely love blood, and I definitely want to utilize it more in future videos. Since if you do remember, I did place blood in my Godzilla 2004 versus Anguirus 2004 during the last subscriber showcase. I'm gonna double check after the stream. I'm pretty sure I remember, but I want to double check. So, okay, we had that little sequence right there, the back and forth. Obviously, it was at first a light attack by Deadpool by shooting him in the leg, but then Wolverine delivered a massive, like, special attack with him digging in him. So, in wrestling, right, because, again, I do base everything off of wrestling, there are periods where you do a big spot, and there's, like, a little, like, downtime period where they breathe for a few seconds, right? Again, they want the move to marinate. So I had it to where obviously he lays there just a few seconds, and then Wolverine comes up and says,
"Get up, you piece of shit."
Again, to give it, just to space out that last sequence from the next one. And it's little stuff like that I try to tell people, like, you gotta let things marinate a bit, you know? I didn't want him to just immediately get up from that attack and then just go back and forth, boom, boom, boom. I wanted that to, like, show damage, but also it helps out, again, like I said, with pacing and letting the viewer digest what they just saw. And then even when he says get up, you see that he still laid there for just a little bit.
"Get up, you piece of shit."
Boom, in the leg again. So look, the first shot right there in the thigh and the other one in the knee. And then he gets up immediately. Now this shot right here, oh my God, I was so hyped. Yo, one more. No, come on, look at this. Peep the knife, bruh. Peep the knife. Bro, run that back, bro. Bro, run that back. We need to run that back one more time. Wait, my fault. Okay. Look. Deadpool gets up, right? Now, this is one of those, it's so cartoony / like comic book that only that would be possible in that realm, because obviously this is impossible in real life. So instead of Deadpool reaching down into his leg and grabbing his knife, I had him kick the knife in the air. So I'm going to replay it in slow motion so you guys can see it. What? Yo, you saw that? But look. Would you believe me if I said that was all practical? No effects, no nothing. And I'm going to show you guys how I did it too. Let me show you guys the magic that I did. Okay. Look very carefully, okay? So the knife is still in the holster. I kick it up, right? The knife right here is in the holster. Now you're probably wondering, how is it not falling out, right? It's in the holster still because I used a tiny bit of sticky tack. And that's where this came into play, right? The sticky tack was the trick to this whole sequence right here, bro. So boom. I'm going to do a lot of pausing. Sticky tack. Look, you can see the sticky tack in the leg. It looks like it's floating and floating, but it's actually just sticky tack on the figure just moving upwards. Ain't that crazy? I'm trying to slow it down. Look. It's literally just sliding up his leg and then made his way up. Look, you can see the sticky tack right there. So it's just sliding up his leg, but I'm moving Deadpool and the knife at the same time, but I'm having the knife move fast enough to where you guys don't see that it's actually attached to him. Do you know what I mean? That's the little magic behind this scene. So, one more time. So, kicks his leg up. It goes along his leg. Gets into his hand. And then in his hand, he still, essentially gets prepared to do a heavy attack. He didn't just grab the knife and then do that. He grabbed the knife, pulled back, and then slashed. It's little stuff like that, bro. Come on. Zoom in, bro. Guys, I'm trying to zoom in. There we go. So he pulls back. And also what really helps is the fact that I had the camera zoom in and then zoom out. Bro, I love that shot so much. So then again, it's the camera switches. So it's notice how it's zooming outwards. See how it's zooming out? And then right here, bro, this looks so clean. I love this shot. So again, Wolverine's down to a knee because he got shots in the knee. Deadpool is coming in and stabs him in the neck. Oh, look at the blood. Look at that, bro. That looks beautiful. That looks clean. And then he's about to air him out again. But Wolverine, was like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. So he moves out the way. You saw that? And then spears him. Bro. I love that sequence so much, bro. That shit right there. Come on, bro. Some of your boy Unk ain't cooking, bro. All right, my fault. Let me continue.
Damn, Logan, I didn't know you were an aggressive top.
Again, more downtime. Again, so I had that sequence of the knife flipping, stabbing him in the neck, and then him tackling Deadpool. I needed another downtime period to where it's okay, the fans or the audience just saw that and digested it. So I had to where he speared him. He's on top mount right now, or full mount. And essentially, I had him crack a joke about Wolverine being aggressive top. Kids, do not look that up. Point is, right, if you notice, let me peep something real quick. This is some jujitsu right here, bro. This is some jujitsu. Wolverine spears Deadpool, right? So he's in full mount right now, top mount. And Deadpool in this position was okay, I got a hand fight, essentially. So hand fighting is what they do in jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but mainly in jiu-jitsu, where they're trying to grab each other's hand and move it around so that way the other person doesn't get a dominant position over the other. So in this one, I had to where Deadpool, if you look carefully, is grabbing the hands of Wolverine, so that way Wolverine can't do anything. Look.
Damn, Logan,
He has one hand right over here, and then he extended the other arm so that way he's trapped and can't move. That way, Deadpool can not only speak, but Wolverine can't advance on Deadpool in this position. Because if someone has you in full mount, you're pretty much screwed. Like, that's almost like a death position. But even that, I even took on like real life like martial arts. I'm like, okay, I'm not because if Deadpool just was in mount position and didn't try to hand fight Wolverine, Wolverine would start stabbing him and ended him right there. But the fact is, I even had that to where he's holding onto his hand, so that way Wolverine can't just end the fight right there. Come on, guys, come on. Your boy knows some stuff, all right? Your boy knows some stuff.
didn't know you were in a.
Also, it's just the fact that this joke fits so well. I didn't know you're an aggressive top because you get it. He's in top mount. Get it? Because like he's on top of Deadpool. Anyway.
Logan, I didn't know you were an aggressive top.
So another thing about this is a good technique that he used was escaping the leg, entering half guard, and then tossing him off. Now in real life, that's unrealistic because you're never gonna toss someone off of you in half guard or even full mount. You can try to escape. Unless you're like Brock Lesnar, you're not tossing someone from half guard. It's impossible. Like, unless the person's like 5 pounds. But the point is, so he tosses Wolverine. Get away from him.
You know, for someone who wanted to rip my head off, you're doing a terrible job. Maybe I should call Sabretooth since he's better than you.
Now, this part, I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little divided on this part when I did this, right? Originally, it was just going to be the line, I should call Sabretooth since he's better than you, right? Now, the thing is, Deadpool is always, well, not always. Deadpool is just that guy that just be doing shit and saying shit that's not possible. It's like, you guys know how in like Looney Tunes, what's that shit called? Toon Force? Like that power? Essentially, it's like, I wanted him to like do something that was like hella like goofy, like Looney Tunes like. So instead of just saying, oh, Sabretooth's better than you, he literally somehow grabbed Sabretooth and pulled him into the shot. Somehow, some way. I was originally thinking having Sabretooth say a line like, how did I get here? But I felt like that would have been extra. But yeah, and it's also the fact that Deadpool's talking shit to Wolverine and then hitting him where it hurts, which is the fact that, again, him saying that Sabretooth is better than him. You guys get what I'm trying to say here? Because again, I felt like that fits the character where it's like, all right, they're fighting. It's one of those like, I don't care how you feel. I'm just going to like hurt you physically or emotionally. Now, originally for that shot where Wolverine jumps out, I wasn't going to have him yell. I was going to do the Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare sound effects. Yeah, I was thinking about doing the FNAF like animatronic jump scare sound effects, but I felt like that would have been hella goofy and would have took away from the video, so I didn't do it, but I was very much thinking about doing it.
Since he's better than you. Are we done yet? Or are you not finished railing me?
Far from it, dipshit.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you guys. You guys know, and I'm honest with you. Even though I wrote this, I did not like that line. Are you finished or are you not done railing me? I didn't like that line, not because I didn't think it was funny. It's funny enough. So funny enough, everyone that I showed that seems to be the line that they like the most. That's fine, I guess. But the reason why I didn't like that, right? Is because it came off of 2 jokes back to back. You know what I mean? Like, for example, it had the, like over here, right? The aggressive top joke pushes him off. The Sabretooth joke. And then pushes him off again. And then it's the railing him joke. I felt like that was 3 jokes back to back. And it wasn't enough time in between. Honestly, I should have just said like, are you done? Are we done yet or something like that? But it happens, you know. But that's a joke that I felt like I could have taken out because I felt like it was already placed in between 2 other jokes, or placed after 2 other jokes. But that's just me.
Are we done yet? Or are you not finished railing me?
Far from it, dipshit.
Perfect. Let's give the people what they came for and reveled.
Okay. This part right here. Let me tell you guys something about this part. I wanted Deadpool to break the 4th wall at least once. That was the part. Which is ironic because, again, I voice him. So essentially, it's like obviously me talking to myself. Now, the original part was when he says that, when he looks into the camera and says, let's give the people what they want unraveled. So you guys see how, like, the point of view is Deadpool. I was gonna have it to where you guys get a point of view, like a camera upward, like right there, a point of view shot of me filming it, and you still see the figures there, like the tripod and phone and everything, and I'm there, and I was gonna like pull away and be like, what the fuck? And then it's gonna go right back into the video. I thought that was gonna be funny, but the thing is, the reason why I didn't do it is because I felt like it would have taken away from this sequence. I felt like that would have been too much of a like. How would I explain this? It would have broken up the sequence. It would have been so weird. You know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know. I don't know how to like. I don't know the vocabulary, but it just would have disrupted it and would have made it look like weird.
Me.
Far from it, dipshit.
Perfect. Let's give the people what they came for and reveled. They got Laura.
Okay. This sequence right here, bro. Oh, I was having anxiety for this part. So much anxiety for this part. So, I already knew I was going to lock in when it came to sound effects. It was more or less just the action itself. Because I wanted them to have... I was about to say a sword fight. I wanted them to have a fight where Deadpool utilized his swords. Obviously, like, Deadpool's swords, Wolverine's claws. I wanted them to have a sequence like that. Because for the whole video, it was Deadpool using his guns, right? I need a water. And I wanted to have Deadpool utilize his swords. I've said it time and time again. I'm not good when it comes to animating stuff when it's like swords, lightsabers, and stuff like that. Like, I just don't know how to animate a sword fight. I don't. And it's just one of those things where like I was like, I need to do it though. I need to challenge myself and just get good. You know what I mean? Like I just needed to lock in. And I was just really anxious because I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? And essentially what I did was I did a little bit of a trick. I don't even know if this is necessarily a trick, but I'll show you guys. All right, so obviously they lock in, right? So what I did was essentially for this, yo, what's good, Super Mario Zilla? If you guys look carefully, how do I explain this? I don't know how to even explain what I did or even like the technique of it. I took less frames for some of these shots to make it go faster, but still still pose it in a way where it's still fluid. You know what I'm trying to say here? Like, you saw how, like, when Deadpool, like, moved the swords around, it wasn't, like, the same, like, I don't know if it's pacing, but, like, the same amount of frames used for, like, other stuff. I don't know if that makes any sense. But essentially, I just try to, like, take away or take less photos for this part and really exaggerate posing. So that way it flows faster. I don't know how to explain how I went about it, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I just tried something new or different for me to where somehow, some way it worked out, and I'm glad it did. Now, if you guys notice, I used the G.I. Joe effects for every time Wolverine and Deadpool clash. I'm trying to pause at the right time. Oh, man. I can't catch it. But you guys see what I'm saying. Like, that spark effect. I used it every time they clashed weapons. And again, if you notice, like I said, I kept the same pattern of Deadpool being on the defense while Wolverine is being the offense. You know what I mean? And I wanted his attacks to look aggressive. Now, if you notice with this one, it's a lot of, like I said before, like if this is video games, what's it called? It's, light, medium, and heavy attacks. I really wish I was able to utilize blood effects, but again, it's the fact that YouTube would have demonetized me, which really sucks. But yeah, and also like I felt like if I added blood to Wolverine here, the reason why I didn't add blood here for Wolverine is because it was already shifting and moving around so fast, and the parts where he was getting stabbed, you wouldn't see the blood anyway. So I felt like there was no point of adding the blood because you wouldn't be able to see it. You know what I mean? And I really wish I was able to figure it out with Deadpool, like how to add like some type of battle damage. I did think of something though. I don't know if I would be able to pull it off. I thought about something to where I used like paper, right? If I made like a drawing of like Wolverine's claw marks on his chest or something, and like essentially like cut it out and like drew it and designed it to where it looked like a ripped effect on his clothing, or like a little bit of flesh showing and like some blood and stuff like that. I thought about that, like doing like a type of like battle damage effect to the suit. Maybe that's something that I can look into more for a sequel. But that's something I thought about doing, was incorporating like a paper like battle damage effect. Now, but look, check this out, right? So again, Wolverine stabbing him, right? Deadpool stabs him in the stomach. But while he's down, he gives Deadpool a taste of his own medicine by stabbing him or slashing him in the knee and getting him in the position for Wolverine to cut his head off. Remember what he said earlier? I'm going to cut your goddamn head off. I needed him to go for that. Because again, that's like, they give it like wrestling, right? That's like them establishing, oh, we're going to use this table in this match. They go the whole match and you're waiting. All right, when they're going to use the table, and they never use the table. That's corny. If you establish something, you got to kind of deliver on it. Or not even kind of, you got to deliver on it. You know what I mean? So that was a callback to where, you know, Wolverine said, I'm going to cut your damn head off. And not only was he about to do it, but he used an attack or a technique that Deadpool was using against Wolverine, which is attacking his leg/knee. And he was going to use it on him.
They got Laura!
Wait, what?
I've been trying to tell you, but you didn't let me speak.
Talk.
I came back for some twisted feature where monsters made by Weapon X are killing heroes and mutants alike.
But what about Laura?
From the intel I got, the program created more mutant copies of you using Laura as a lab rat. They were being controlled by some sort of powerful mutant named Apocalypse.
Who the hell's Apocalypse?
I don't know, but whatever he is, he's not like any mutant I fought. Look, we're running out of time. No doubt the fight probably sped up her kidnapping. We have to go to the facility now and stop the events that led to that future. I know you're mad at me, but we gotta work together. Yes, I knew we would reunite again.
All right, bub. Don't make it weird. Let's get a move on.
Right. I just gotta find that device somewhere in this rubble. Huh? Wait up, Logan.
Okay. So this part right here, essentially, Deadpool was about to die. Wolverine was about to cut his head off. But he says, they got Laura. Now, obviously, right? Obviously, if you've been paying attention to the lore that I've been, you know, telling in my series, Laura came back at the end of Avengers Endgame when Logan snapped and brought everyone back. So Laura's alive. But who got Laura? That's where Wolverine's like, huh? What? Like, you're talking about my daughter, homie? Like, what's going on here? And that's what snapped Wolverine out of that rage. Not Berserker rage, but that rage of, like, wanting to, like, really kill Deadpool.
Wait, what?
I've been trying to tell you, but you didn't let me speak.
Which is true. Because, again, the whole video was Deadpool trying to explain himself, like, his disappearance and what's been going on. But Wolverine was so in his bag that he just was not having it. It was just, you know, that corny thing that people say, like, those, like, buff guys that be like, nah, bro, I'll beat up an MMA fighter. Like, when I see red, it's over. Like, those type of people, like, that's Wolverine. But Wolverine's, like, a foot tall. The point is, though, right, is that, like, again, it's all about the story and storytelling of it. Both I was gonna say in ring, like this is wrestling. Both the fighting, but overall, like, again, like, the story of it. You know? And... Pause, Jar Jar.
Talk.
I came back for some twisted feature where monsters made by Weapon X are killing heroes and mutants alike.
Which is true, because what happened at the beginning of the video? He was fighting some peculiar-looking characters, right? But notice how you said Weapon X, right? And obviously, what do they have in common? Weapon X.
But what about Laura?
From the intel I got, the program created more mutant copies of you using Laura as a lab rat.
Homie just said the intel he got essentially told him that Weapon X is making more clones of Wolverine using Laura.
They were being controlled by some sort of powerful mutant named Apocalypse.
Weapon X created these mutants, and they're being controlled by big homie Apocalypse? Now again, what happened at the beginning? No? Yes, no? Y'all getting it, right?
Who the hell's Apocalypse?
I don't know, but whatever he is, he's not like any mutant I fought. Look, we're running out of time. No doubt the fight probably sped up her kidnapping. We have to go to the facility now and stop the events that led to that future.
Deadpool was in the future at the beginning. He had to come back to the past to try to prevent that future. So everything essentially, like, now he doesn't know everything, right? He doesn't. Which will be expanded upon in, well, that's if I even get to, like, the next part. But the point is, that'll be expanded upon furthermore, obviously, right? And he essentially is telling Logan that, like, hey, man, like, we need to stop the events of all of this happening. You know what I mean? And it's all starting with Laura. With them creating mutants and clones of, like, Wolverine through her. Now, obviously, Wolverine's like, yo, I hate Weapon X, but also that's my daughter. And, like, what? Like, crazy future? Like, homie's spitting right now.
I know you're mad at me, but we gotta work together.
He extends his hand, right?
Come on, man, I need you to relax.
What happened here when he first extended his hand?
Relax! Are you fucking serious?
And then at the end, he extends his hand.
That future. I know you're mad at me, but we gotta work together.
Come on, bro. I be thinking about this, bro. I be thinking about this.
Yes, I knew we would reunite again.
Alright, bub. Don't make it weird. Let's get a move on.
Right. I just gotta find that device somewhere in this realm.
So notice how you said, I gotta find the device. The device that he's talking about is the blue thing that he came back to the past with. Right here. Now, if you remember, when Wolverine attacked him, it's no longer in his hand.
Oh, man. Great. I don't even know where the teleporter's at right now.
So already at the beginning, it's saying, like, I don't know where it's at. And now Wolverine's on his side talking about, all right, let's go. Deadpool's like, wait, homie, like, I gotta find the teleporter because, like, that shit gone somewhere.
Just gotta find that device somewhere in this realm. Huh? Wait up, Logan.
Now, that part right here, that's the little title card or end card, I really like the slashing effects. Yo, shout out to Cyborg Raptor, bro. The GOAT. Also, shout out to my guy Optic Jacket for helping me out with this. The script was written, but I just didn't feel 100% satisfied with it. I feel like it was missing a few things, and he helped me out big time with revising it. And not only revising it, but setting up a timeline of events and things that I can take into account for future episodes. Now, again, I always write stuff with the ability or with the with the intent of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Of always having a part 2 to it, right? No, I can never promise there's ever going to be a sequel. I'm going to be honest with you. If you look at my channel, there's series that I never finished. But I always write these things with the purpose of having the ability to come back to it, right? And plus, I wanted this to be a part of something. I didn't want this to be a pointless, hey, I'm angry, grr, let's fight. You know what I mean? Like, I needed this to have story with it. And I felt like I really was able to not only tell a story, multiple stories if you've been paying attention, but I wanted this to fit into something that I already established before. And obviously, this fits into the endgame storyline or post-endgame storyline. Now, remember what I said about, what's it called? Not I said, well, yeah, it is me because I'm Deadpool. Remember what Deadpool said about clones, right? clones from the future. Yo, tell me that wasn't clean, homie. Tell me that was not clean, bro. So at the end, it is revealed that Wolverine is on their ass. So essentially, Deadpool and Wolverine are now going to go on their journey to try to stop the events that led to that future. Now, obviously, Apocalypse ain't going to let that happen. Big homie was like, nah. And sends one of those clones that Deadpool was talking about to the past. Clean. So Wolverine is on the ass. Come on, what y'all think? What y'all think? Did I not cook? Come on, bro. Be honest with me. Be honest with me. What are your thoughts? I want your honest thoughts. Tell me if you thought it was ass. Tell me if you thought what could be improved on. Listen. Let me know. Let me know. I think that's like majority of everything I wanted to get off my chest. I don't know if there's any other callback that I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think. I really feel like I got everything off my chest with this one. I don't know if there's anything else that I'm missing to talk about. Arthur Jacket says originally he was going to have Apocalypse come in, but I told him Apocalypse when I go back to do the work, he'll send a horseman. Yes, that was also, yeah, there you go. He helped me remember. Yes, originally it was going to be Apocalypse. Originally, Deadpool and Wolverine weren't going to walk away. They're going to say like, all right, let's go for it. And then Apocalypse was going to like show himself. But Optic Jacket was the one to tell me that that essentially that he wouldn't do it himself, that he would send him like his henchmen and whatnot, or horsemen, to go back. And again, we talked about the storyline of them like cloning Wolverine. So you get a demon in Wolverine coming. Come on, bro. You got that demon. And yeah, bro, we got a big boy Wolverine. Now look, I have not written a part 2 yet. However, I kind of already know what I want Wolverine to be in future episodes. I want him to be like in video games, right? There, especially in Resident Evil. In video games like Resident Evil, there's this thing called stalker enemies, right? Like Resident Evil, Mr. X, Nemesis, the Big Cheese, Jack Baker, Lady Demetresu, who else is there? I forgot what other stalker enemies, but you guys know what I'm talking about in Resident Evil. I want Wolverine to be like a stalker enemy, where it's like he appears and like, yes, Wolverine wants to smoke, but Deadpool's like, nah, we gotta go, homie. And then finally they get backed into a corner where you have to face that pursuer. And that's what I want Wolverine to be like. You know what I mean? I want him to be like that guy where like when he shows up, like, you gotta go. Like, you gotta go. And it's like, well, obviously, that's gonna like help with the dynamic between Deadpool and Wolverine. Because Wolverine, you know, he ain't a bitch. Like, he want the smoke. But Deadpool's like, nah, we got to run now. But yeah. Yeah. That's what I kind of want Wolverine to be like moving forward. Obviously, again, they will have their moment in Clash, but that's the idea that I have. I want them to be like a stalker enemy, like in Resident Evil. What you guys saying? Patrick says, so now the question comes, when will Deadpool and Wolverine fight Wolverine? I do not know, homie. Because as you guys know, I'll leave a lot of things open-ended. Where essentially, I don't know when I'm going to come back to these things. But Listen, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, bro. He's in the past, or well, really not the past, the present. He's in the present, and you know, their paths will cross. Their absolutely will cross. And I'm gonna have to make, bro. It's crazy because like I'm like, yo, this is gonna be so fire, but then the reality hits me. I'm like, oh damn, I'm gonna have to really make that like as like super fire as I could. Because I can't introduce a character like Wolverine and have like not only like the moment, the visuals, the fight, and then everything. I can't have a single thing be but. Like imagine playing a game where, like it's building, it's building, it's aura farming, like the visuals, the music, like everything's on point, and then like the boss battle is it's ass. So essentially, like most Resident Evil games. Cyber Kaiju says it was awesome, bro. Dean the Bean says I thought it was heat. DVK says it was okay, 8.5 out of 10. Nice, I'll take that. Optic Jacket says, so I saw a few figures that he had and just made some new unraveled verse versions of Wolverine. Yes, sir. Dante says it was fire. Goji Jojo says 1,000 out of 10 for me. It's peak. Thank you. The Red Cola Can says awesome. Patrick says it was great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Optic Jacket says, I got the idea from Terminator where Kyle was sent back to protect Sarah and then turns Skynet sends the Terminator. Bro, you know what's crazy? I actually saw a Terminator 1 figure at a Walmart. Not Walmart. What? At a Target with Sophia. And it's actually from Terminator 1. Which, funny enough, I'm going to say something that's going to probably get me canceled. My favorite Terminator movies is actually 1 and 3. Everyone loves Terminator 2. I get it. I'm not gonna talk shit about it. It's legendary. I understand. My personal favorite is 1 and 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't lie. Now that doesn't mean that I think that they're the best. Honestly, I do think the first Terminator movie is the best one. That's just my opinion. But I love Terminator 1 and 3. I love those two movies. But yeah. Dante says 2 and 2 some pistols, aka Glocks or 9s, can be modded with a switch to be a semi-automatic, so your idea in the beginning could have worked. Honestly, I didn't. It could have. It definitely could have. I just after realizing that his guns, I don't know anything about guns. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna like understand. I know fuck all about guns. I just play video games, bro. But once I saw that it was like a type of like, I guess Desert Eagle type of gun, and me playing video games, again, like when I like for example, like in Resident Evil, right? When you have like the Magnum guns, you can't rapid fire those guns. So when Optic Jacket brought that to my attention, I was like, oh shoot, you're right, and I did the change. But that was like the mindset with that. But yeah. 1 and 3 are peak. Yeah, I think those movies are great. I really like the first one. That one I think is, I don't know, I feel like the first movie, believe it or not, I feel like part 1 is, I know it's gonna sound crazy, I feel like part 1 is a little, not overrated, underrated. Because I feel like a lot of people really love the second Terminator movie so much that in my mind I'm like, yo, do you guys not remember the first one? Like, that one was fire. Yo, Arnold, what a character, bro. What a character. Arnold, bro, legendary. Legendary. Dean the Bean says, what is Wolverine's origin story? Is he like if Wolverine and Ghost Rider had a baby? I'm dead. Optic Jacket says, so Wolverine is just Dakin with Ghost Rider powers because of some government agency that wanted to make magic-based superpowers? What he said. What he said. Yeah, obviously in part 2, I'll explain Wolverine a lot better. I know he doesn't have I didn't give him an origin story here, which it wouldn't have worked here, but trust me when I say that he will have he will have an origin story. Like, he will be explained. It's not going to just simply, he appears and that's it, you know? Like, there will be, yeah. Patrick says, I also love 1 because I just love T-18 being brutal cyborg who... No, T-18. T-800. I said 18. I'm sorry. T-800 being the brutal cyborg who wouldn't stop at anything just to kill Sarah. I like him becoming a hero in Terminator 2 with a villain, but the villain version was leagues better. Bro, you know what it was I liked about it so much? It's like, that movie, again, was just so fire, but it was just how creative it was, and how Arnold, oh, what the heck? How'd that move? How Arnold, obviously he's like this with all the movies, but Arnold, he felt like a legit Terminator, bro. Like, he was cold, emotionless. Like, he was even, like, the way he moved, like, he was perfect. Like, that was a legit, like, robot. Like, I don't know if you can cast anyone better that can showcase being a robot better than him. Like, he did everything flawless. But yeah, bro, Arnold, bro, that's also a character that I've always wanted to do a stop motion with. Like, if you guys want to know, like, stop motions that I've wanted to do but I've never done, I've always wanted to do a Batman stop motion. It just seems like it's never gonna happen. Not Arnold. Terminator is something that I've wanted to dabble in. I just don't know any story to do with Terminator. But Terminator is something I've thought about doing before. Pokemon, I've always thought about doing a Pokemon stop motion. I just never got to it. What else is there? I've always wanted to do a Hulk stop motion, more specifically Planet Hulk. That's always been something I've wanted to try. Again, I just don't know if I'll ever do it. Because my thing is now with stop motion, I know I just did a stop motion. Also, if you guys didn't know, April 1st April 1st is going to be 1 year since TMNT 3. So, yeah, bro, it's about to be 1 year since I've done, since I've done this video. But also, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I need you guys to listen to what I'm about to say. This video and this video are leagues, like they're just so much different from each other. Like, in my opinion, TMNT 3 is fire. I love this video. I really do. But when you compare the two, Deadpool and Wolverine is, like, leagues above this one. Like, you guys really see that I was able to lock in. And one thing about these two videos that I need you guys to understand is that these two tell two different stories. Now, not literally in terms of, like, obviously it's two different, like, universes, but it also tells two different stories of my life, I would say, or where I was in life. What I mean by that is, I talked about it before. With TMNT 3, I did that video to see if I even had the ability to do stop motion. I've talked about it before. Like, I had like a weird like period where I was like, I don't even know if I can do this anymore. Like, am I washed? Am I ass? Like, I don't know. And it really was bothering me. Like, I just couldn't do it. Like, I tried. I felt like it was like Spider-Man 2, you know? And like, I was just in my head. And then I did this video. I locked in and I did this video. And this was to see if I can even do it. You know what I mean? Like, if I can even still do stop motion. And then with this one, brother, with this video, it wasn't necessarily to see if I can still do it, because I already knew I could, obviously, with TMNT 3. This video was to show that not only can I still do it, but I can show genuine ability improvement, and to show you guys that I can take everything that I preach and then do it myself. You know what I'm trying to say here? And bro, I'm telling you guys, like, legit, do me a favor after the stream. Watch TMNT 3 and then immediately watch Deadpool and Wolverine, and you guys will see the drastic difference. Like, legit. Bro, why is my thing keep moving? Alright, I'm gonna read a few more comments and I'm gonna skedaddle, guys. Arnold who? I'm not gonna say his last name. I know what you want me to say. I'm gonna say his name and then you guys are gonna be like, oh, you said the N-word. I already know how you guys work. Patrick says, at least Xavier utilizes post-credit scenes better than Marvel. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Marvel has some legit good end credit scenes, but I really do wanted to utilize the end credit scene with this one to set up a possible part 2. T1 is the best Terminator, and Arnold was a horrifying villain. Bro, I wish I could meet him. Well, in his prime at least. I mean, it would be cool to meet him in general. Let's see. Wolverine is possessed by a demon of art, created, I believe, by Mephisto. It took over Dakin, and Wolverine got possessed for a minute and returned back to Dakin. I see people online hating on Arnold, like, what he do? He was a senator, that's why. Can I play Dicko mode? All right, Jar Jar. You gotta go. You gotta go. Optic Jacket says, yeah, but he was created by a government organization. It was Project Hellfire. Really? Dante says, one of my favorite scenes in Sinister Six... wait, one of my favorite scenes is the Sinister Six on the balcony, Taskmaster and Kraven getting beaten up by Spidey. I love that scene. Thank you, bro. Yo, you guys don't understand. I was in God mode when I made that video. I love that video so much. Too bad it flopped, but, you know, it'd be like that. I love that. What's it called? I love that video, though. What's good, Idorb? He says hello, Mr. Unraveled. Mr. Unraveled, I like that one. Mr. Unraveled, can you do another stop motion showing? I like to see the sequel to my Gohan versus Goku stop motion. If you don't know the next, that's okay. I don't know when's the next subscriber showcase. Actually, on that note, I'm gonna let you guys. I've been saying it for a while now, so don't act surprised. Okay, I've been saying it for a while, guys. For the month of April, I'm gone. I'm taking a vacation, bro. I think I deserve it. I'm taking a vacation for the month of April. Now, I don't know if it's gonna be all of April or just a little bit of April. But I am taking a break. I'm taking a vacation. So there's not going to be a subscriber showcase for April. Or maybe. No, just all seriousness, I don't know. I don't know when's the next one. But I am taking a break in April. And I'm going to be gone. So the next couple of days is the last days you're going to have me until my break. But yeah, man, I'm going to skedaddle for April. I don't know if you guys knew this, by the way, but your boy hit 100,000 subscribers. You know what? That's crazy. Can you believe that, bro? Oh man. Bro, it's crazy. I can't believe it, bro. I hit 100,000 subscribers, bro. This is my first video after. Well, actually, not really, because I did this before I hit 100,000. But you guys get what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, bro. Why? Yo, your boy. Oh, one more thing. YouTube sent out my YouTube plaque. Yes, it is on its way, okay? I am stalking the UPS app, okay? My YouTube plaque is coming soon, all right? I cannot wait. And yes, I will be unboxing it, okay? On stream. Yo. Brother. Actually, I don't know. I might either unbox it on stream or film me unboxing it and then just showcasing it on stream, because I am planning a 100K special video and I need the footage for that, okay? But yes, YouTube sent out my YouTube plaque. I'm going to be stalking the UPS all of Wednesday. I need that plaque, bro. All I'm going to say is, bro, when I get that plaque, things are going to get wicked, all right? That's all I'm going to say. But look, wait, what you guys saying? Patrick says, when I say you utilize post-credit scenes better than Marvel, I mean nowadays, because at least Marvel used post-credit scenes back then. Nowadays, just throw paint at the wall. Yeah, I mean, you're cooking with that one. That's true. Arnold got his housekeeper pregnant? That's crazy. Oh, wait, no, wait, what? What? Yo, Arnold, what's going on here, buddy? Patrick says, I was just hoping you'll still be checking some of your posts on April. Yeah, no, I'll still be checking my YouTube account. I'm not going to, what I mean by like taking a break, I mean like videos wise or videos and streams. I'm still going to be checking my YouTube account. You know what I mean? So if you guys like tag me in anything, like I'll still see it. Jar Jar says, might as well retire. You're literally 40. I'm 25. Bro, what? At long last, he's getting it? Bro, tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. Oh, man, it's been a long time coming, bro. 9 years. Well, okay, yes, technically speaking, in total, 9 years. Which makes me feel old. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you guys this. I actually didn't even want to hit 100,000 subscribers originally. My original goal was more sinister than that. I'm not gonna get into it. I was gonna tell my origin story. I'm not. I figured it's there's no point. Essentially, all I'm gonna say is that it's in the past. Let's just leave it at that. It's in the past. Anyone who knows me on a personal level knows what I'm talking about. My original reason or goal with this channel was different, and essentially once I achieved that goal and became someone when I did the Avengers series, I decided there I was like, damn, like what do I do? Like I already hit my goal, and there was other goals that I wanted, but I consider those to be like sub goals. And by sub goals, I don't mean subscribers. I mean like tinier goals. But I was like, I don't know what to do. And I said to myself, right? Like I'm always gonna brag about it because I feel like it's something that I always am gonna be proud of and should be proud of. Was the fact from 2018 to 2020, I was the #1 stop motion YouTuber, bro. Like I really was. Like from that time period, there was no one that was more hyped than me. And that's just the truth of the matter. It really was. And I love that period, but it was just the fact that I had my moment. That's what I really wanted back then. I wanted to have that moment. You know what I'm trying to say here? And it's just one of those things where it's like, I wanted to have that moment, and then I was gonna like retire, if that makes sense. Because during that point in time, like after Avengers, I was gonna like be done with YouTube. And then I just said to myself, I was like, no, I don't want to be like a one-hit wonder, because that's scary to me. Being a one-hit wonder is scary. I could never, like literally, I could and would never be a one-hit wonder. And I was like, you know what? Let's continue. And not only let's continue, let's do something crazy. Like, let's go insane. Let's aim for a goal that is so high that only some people can do it. And that was to hit 100,000 subscribers. And well, you know, it happened. You know what I mean? It happened. So honestly, this goal took like 5 to 6 years to do, because I really set that goal out in 2020. Yeah, damn, that's a long time. Good lord. But 9 years, 5 years, it doesn't matter. Your boy did it. Your boy is one of the greatest of all time. And I cannot thank you guys enough for helping me get there. Obviously, this wouldn't be possible without you guys. A lot of stuff wouldn't be possible. I probably would have never done stop motion if it wasn't for you guys. I'm not joking when I say, like, when I quit stop motion, I was done, buddy. Done. So, yeah, man. 25, did you fight dinosaurs for dinner? Bruh. Jar Jar, text me on Instagram if about that. But listen, right, guys, I'm going to skedaddle. I hope you guys enjoyed Deadpool versus Wolverine. What the fuck? Oh, bro, I thought my channel died. All right, listen. I hope you guys enjoyed Deadpool versus Wolverine. I need you guys to obviously like the video if you haven't already. Comment on the video, guys. I'm not joking when I say please comment on the video. Okay, you guys don't understand how much comments do for the videos. If you guys don't know, commenting and liking on a video, especially watching it in full, those three are very important. Especially comments. If you watch the video in full, that does a lot for me. But commenting also tells YouTube that that's people engaging with the content. Some people just leave a like and then disappear. That does damage, bro. Please don't do that. Actually watch the video and leave a comment, please. Like, please, I'm telling you guys, like, it really helps out. But yeah, guys, listen, I might stream tomorrow, maybe. I don't know if it's gonna be a video game or action figure stream. I don't know. Yeah. What else is there? Like I said before, your boy is gonna be disappearing for the month of April. But when I come back, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'm not gonna just be goofing around in April. Your boy has been developing a new plan, okay? I've been cooking up and doing some research, and all I'm going to say is, right, when I come back in April, there's going to be a new plan, a new way of the channel moving forward. Don't worry, it's nothing negative. You guys are not going to hate it. It's just gonna be new things in the channel, and your boy got a plan. Okay, your boy got a plan. I just need to finalize my little blueprint and game plan moving forward. But your boy's cooking up your boy's cooking up stuff. Let's just say that. And I'm excited for the rest of the year. Like I said before, 2026 is the new 2016. We are gonna be chilling. We're gonna be having fun. You guys are ready to know the deal. So look, guys. Yo, guys, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at UnraveledPicturesTM. What's it called? Watch the video again. Fuck it. Like it again. Subscribe again. Comment again. Do all that. Damn. I'm drawing a blank right now. But look, guys, I appreciate you all. You guys are the best. And I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. But thank you guys. Okay, so how do I stop the stream?